Equipment breakdown coverage and service line coverage. What are they? Do you need them? What are the benefits of having them? Well, sit tight because that's what we're going to talk about today. Equipment breakdown and service line coverage. Some companies bundle them together. Some companies, they're independent endorsements. But if you don't know me, my name is Ryan Turbo Jackson, and I am your insurance resource. And videos like this, I like to break down endorsements as well as talk about insurance coverage because let's be honest, insurance is its own language, so let me help you. Yes, today we're going to talk about equipment breakdown and service line coverage. And I'm going to go over some of the benefits of having them. What are they? And give you some actual claim examples. So this is kind of an exciting video. Yes, I said insurance is going to be exciting. So let's get into it now. What exactly is equipment breakdown coverage? What is equipment breakdown? Well, it covers all of your important home systems and personal property due to loss by mechanical or electrical breakdown. Well, you might be asking yourself, well, Ryan, what the heck does that mean? Well, what it means is it's going to cover a bunch of stuff that your normal home policy isn't going to cover. Even though you might have personal property coverage, even though you might have personal property replacement costs, there's certain times and certain instances where it's just not covered. And this is an endorsement that is normally added to a home policy where it helps fill that gap. Now, one of the things, the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take away from this video. So write down, get a pen and paper, write this down. Let's get everything locked in. Is with this endorsement, normally company dependent, it'll carry anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 worth of coverage on your personal property and systems. The main key, the main takeaway, like I said, I want you to take away from this video is normally a home policy these days carries a $1,000 deductible. This lowers the deductible to $500. And one of the most important parts is that it does, when you make a claim using this endorsement, it does not count towards your loss or your claims-free discount. That is huge. That is huge. You can actually make a claim without losing your claims-free discount. So let me say that one more time for everybody in the back. This does not, if you make a claim using this endorsement, it does not count towards your loss-free discount. Company dependent, but all the companies that I work with, this does not affect your claims-free discount. So huge bonus when it comes to this. So kind of the easiest way to explain this is to show you some examples. So let me show you example number one. Claim example number one. Your property is hit with an artificially generated power surge. The boiler, I'm not sure who has a boiler anymore, but in case if you do have a boiler, or even in this case, if you do have a furnace, and your water heater controls, security systems, and media equipment were damaged and needed replaced. The amount of loss, $18,300. So with this endorsement, this client, I mean, this is an actual claim example. These aren't made up. These are from companies that I work with. So this is an actual claim example, and this loss would not be covered under your normal personal property. So an $18,300 loss is covered by this with a $500 deductible, and it does meet the criteria because it's under $100,000, and it does not affect your claims-free discount. So let's jump into example number two. Example number two, the relay on your dryer shorted, causing the unit to overheat. Due to the extent of the damage, the unit needs to be replaced, and the amount of the loss is $1,250. Again, that's on top of the $500 deductible and does not lose the claims-free discount. I'm going to keep hammering on that because it is super important when it comes to equipment breakdown coverage. In the last example, your air conditioning system experienced an electrical short and loss of cooling it to the home. As you can imagine, during the summertime, this would be a huge deal because you would be without your air conditioner. The air conditioner compressor needs to be replaced. The amount of the loss is $2,400. $2,400 that otherwise would have had to come out of your pocket, and with this coverage is completely covered. Now you might be asking yourself, well, Ryan, all that's good, all that's dandy. When it comes down to it, how much is it going to cost me? How much is it going to cost me? That is always, whenever I talk about coverage like this, everyone thinks that I'm just padding your policy to get the premium up higher so I get higher commission. That's not the way I do business, and that's not the way I get down. I get down to where I want to sell you a home policy that I would have personally. Do I have equipment breakdown coverage on my personal policy? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you see the claims examples? Did I happen to mention that if you do file a claim using this, it doesn't go against your claims free discount? And on top of it, it's only about $25 a year. Again, this is going to be company dependent, but I'm just throwing it out there. It's, the companies I work with, it's about $25 a year. So yes, I have it on my personal policy, and yes, I'm going to try to put it on your policy and talk with you about it, because once I have a conversation and show you these examples, 9 times out of 10 the client says, okay, yeah, absolutely, that's a no-brainer, Ryan, throw that on there. So this is why I'm kind of pumped up about this, and this is why it's so important. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into service line coverage, which is a little bit different but kind of the same, and let me explain that to you right now. Service line coverage is going to cover the service lines coming into your house. It's kind of I wouldn't say a cut and dry situation, but kind of a common sense situation. Your water, your electric, your gas, your sewer, everything, all the lines that lead into your house are going to be covered under this. So if there happens to be a break in them, if there, the casing gets a hole in it, anything, and when I say anything, it's because it costs a lot of money to have that stuff dug up, replaced, or if it's coming overhead, have it restrung. That's not cheap. That's not cheap at all. And again, this is something that, like I said in the beginning, the service line and equipment breakdown endorsements can be combined. They can be sold separately. However, the one caveat with the service line coverage that I do want to stress is, when it comes to this, make sure you double check with your service provider to make sure that you're not already paying for this. So in essence, I don't want you to pay for it twice, because there are a lot of co-ops, there are a lot of companies that do offer service line coverage that you might not even know you're already paying for. It could be already on your bill. The one thing that I would ask is, if you are paying for that, make sure you call your service provider and make sure exactly what is covered, and call your insurance agent to see if this endorsement is available with the company that you're with, and see exactly what it covers, and then compare the two, and then make your decision on which one you want to carry, because Lord knows you wouldn't want to pay for them both. Or if you do, I guess that's up to you. Make sure you're more than covered, I guess. So when it comes, like I said, when it comes to service line, and again, from the companies that I work with, these do not go against your claims free discount. So this is another huge bonus, and I believe the max coverage on this is $25,000. So even if the excavation, the actual repairs, and everything combined, you'll have up to $25,000 worth of coverage, which in the end can be a huge deal. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is yet another video in my home insurance series. If you want to check out the rest of the playlist, check up here, right up here. And I will also put a video here, and subscribe here, or wherever it happens to be on the screen, and I will see you on the next one.